Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha-Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhannitam Sri Radha-Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhannitam Vande Guru Padadandam Bhakta Vrinda Samannitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Nityananda Sahoditam Sri Nandanandanang Vande Radhika Charanadvayam Gopi Jana Samayuktam Vrindavano Manoharam Gopi Jana Samayuktam Vrindavano Manoharam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Is there any specific topic of discussion this evening? Any specific topic?
I would have a question by mind.
Okay.
It's about the nature of devotional service in relation to our attitude to it, in the sense that sometimes because we perceive this material world as imperfect, sometimes we pray to Krishna, please engage me in your devotional service so that I can get out of this cycle of repeated birth, so that I can get to the spiritual world, in the best case to Goloka Vrindavana. But my understanding is that devotional service is not based on it reminds me kind of business. I will serve you and you will get me out of here. So this is my understanding. It should not be like that. So if you could speak a little bit on the nature of the devotional service and our proper attitude.
Yes. Indeed, a beautiful and beneficial question. Appreciate it. So, in the very beginning, we have to understand that I feel into the beautiful, loving consciousness of all the devotees assembled here. So, first I would love to congratulate, I would love to extend my loving greetings to all of you, devotees. As I just look into the face and look into the appearance, feel into their consciousness, and simply feel into their goodness and sincerity and some eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. Right now it's in all of you, some sincerity, some sort of sincere devotion to be hearing Krishna Katha. I respect that. Hare Krishna. So, coming back to the answer of your question. First of all, we have to understand the very nature of devotional service. What is devotional service? And how it has to be done, with what temperament and mood, feelings it needs to be done. Because by the very word devotion, it is understood that it is devotional. It cannot be conditioned otherwise, cannot be conditioned in any other way, but devotion should be devotional, pure devotion. So, the very temperament and the inner mood, essence of the feelings of any devotion is to be giving. Okay, any service I am offering to the Lord, it is being done in self-giving mode, the mode of loving dedication, without wanting anything in return except for the pleasure of the Lord, pleasure of the divine couple, except for their happiness and receiving return engagement, my engagement in the eternal loving servitude. So, in other words, that is the one and only prayer to receive the access to be engaged in the eternal loving devotional services. So, it's a devotional service for the sake of rendering devotional service, nothing else. That's the nature. So, although it looks like certain kind of business, giving and taking, but well, it is quite accepted, divine giving and divine taking. So devotional giving and then devotional expectation, in return expectation of receiving more blissful taste and qualification to engage, further engaged, more and more engaged in the ecstatic devotional service. But such expectation from the Supreme Lord, from the divine couple, is not like any mundane expectations of in a business kind of return. I am doing this, so in return I should get this. Because in return to the devotional services, loving devotional services, devotee is offering to the Lord what he or she is wanting. More devotion, more loving devotion, and more love service engagement, okay, to divine couple, Supreme Lord. So it cannot be considered to be any kind of selfish, separate interest. But because both are being done in the interest of Krishna, in the interest of the pleasure of satisfaction of Radharani and Krishna. The devotional service I am offering, and also what I am expecting from them in return to that devotional service I am offering, also for their pleasure, for their satisfaction and happiness. So both are being done, both are accepted, for their happiness. And if they are happy, then that is my happiness. When they are pleased, so much pleasure comes to me automatically. Okay, ecstatic love feelings manifest within me through their acceptance of my loving devotional service more and more. I naturally receive, attain the ecstatic love, blissful love, and more blissful devotional service to them. So that's the pure mood. That's the pure mood of the pure devotional service to their lordship. So there's no any kind of separate business motive like found in the mundane world, because the only difference is this great difference, fundamental difference between giving and taking found in relation to any mundane business, field of mundane business, is that when I'm giving something, it's not pure dedication. It's not devotionally giving, because I am giving to take. Okay, we are giving to take. So it is given in a business with a business temperament, with selfish, or with the selfishly motivated interest. Something is given with the selfishly motivated interest of getting return, okay, in exchange of that. So then the return I'm getting, we are getting through mundane business. So it's a business transaction completely motivated by selfish gain, individual gain or interest. But the very world of devotional service, pure devotional service, the very nature of the pure devotional service to Lord is almost opposite. Not almost, it is of opposite nature to that. Because from the very beginning there is no selfish interest, no separate selfish interest. Okay, no interest separate from Krishna, Radha-Krishna, the beloved, our beloved master and mistress. So, I repeat, there is no individual separate interest. So both are being done, giving and taking through the service relations, both are being done with their interest, okay, with their interest, exclusively to satisfy their interest, to fulfill their interest, to please them. And naturally, when they become pleased, automatically following their natural, kind, merciful ways, automatically devotees receive the result. Fruits, nectarine fruits in the form of ecstatic love, blissful love of Radha-Krishna, blissful love of, their blissful love and more desire to be engaged, more blissfully engaged in the loving service, ecstatic love services. So that is the fundamental difference. There is no individual selfish motivations in the field of the dealings, the transactions of the pure devotional services. It has been described in Holy Scriptures. What is kama, what is prema. So, kamana means mundane business is there, the motive of mundane business. Mundanely business motives there, giving and taking. This called kamana, kammo karma, means it is done, everything is given, everything is offered in the how many are there for understanding the Czech language? Okay. So kamona basana means with the individual desires, with the individual desires of receiving some result one can enjoy. It is being done. To the Supreme Lord. But in the field of pure devotional services, in the context of pure devotional services, everything is done for the pleasure of Supreme Lord, not the any individual desire or expectations or motivations of receiving some enjoyment for that. So, to make everything is done and offered in the devotional service to please Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna exclusively, Radha-Krishna, and not with any motivations that I will be enjoying some result, I will be enjoying I will be having great gain, I will be enjoying big result, nectarine result, I will be so fulfilled by that, that's why I'm doing. It's not that. Rather, the mood of prema is, I'm simply so happy, I'm simply so blissful to be giving and giving and giving, devoting myself in your service, and I will feel blessed if you accept me, if I am absorbed, fully accepted and absorbed and embraced. If all my services are fully absorbed by you and for your happiness, that you take pleasure, that's all my interest. My Lord, all I am doing, all services I am rendering in devotion exclusively for your happiness, for your satisfaction and pleasure. And when I feel you are pleased, you are happy, I feel so happy in return, and that is quite natural. That kind of happiness and satisfaction, blissful taste, which comes as a result of rendering pure devotional service, offering pure devotional service, is also taking, but it happens naturally. Very much unlike the mundane business way of transaction with separate individual interest. But it is happening, my taking is fully happening in relation to Krishna's taking from me. I repeat, all my takings from Krishna, in exchange of giving my service to him, happening because Krishna is taking pleasure from my service, accepting my service, and he is being so pleased. So his pleasure is reflecting within me naturally, because I am none other than a part of Krishna. Finally, I am also a part of Krishna. Mamai Bangsu Jiva Loki Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So it will happen by nature. Just as some relationship, biological relationship, happening by nature between mother and son, mother and daughter, father and children, cannot be denied. That's the way it is. That's the very natural, realistic way it is. So it will naturally happen. The more a devotee will be offering a loving devotional service to Radha-Krishna, more they will accept that service. They will be pleased. Naturally, in return, that devotee will be receiving some pleasure, some blissful taste. If not receiving then and there, that would be the prayer of the devotee. That's a natural prayer for the devotee, to receive more blissful taste, loving taste, and receiving the more ecstatic mood, taste, to engage in further love services to them. Something to be marked. Everything in that business is meant for the satisfaction, for the pleasure of divine couple. And because that devotee is connected, very much connected with the divine couple through the devotional service, in return automatically he will be receiving some great satisfaction. Finally, blissful taste of loving service, more and more to them. So, by nature, it is very opposite to mundane, what is found in the field of mundane business. What is found in the field of mundane business, giving and taking, that is more kamana vasana, sakama. And what is found, what is received through the mode of devotional service, through the path of devotional service, it is prema. It is pure loving service, for the loving service sake, for the sake of loving service. Pure devotional services, pure loving devotional services for the sake of pure devotional services, nothing else. So that is the main difference. It has also been nicely described through other verses of the scriptures. What is mundane business motive? What is trying to expect something from the Supreme Lord in a mundanely influenced, mundanely business motivated mind setup, and what is done in a more mundanely selfless way, but spiritually self-full, soulful way. Service is offered, though mundanely, it must be, all services must be offered without any selfish mundane desires to get back in return, that I am doing this in order to get the return. If I don't get return, I won't do. So that's the contract. Such conditioning is totally absent in the field of, in the world of loving devotional services, offering loving devotional services. The mood is prema. Prema means I am doing everything exclusively for you, to satisfy you, for your pleasure, not for my individual separate happiness, separate enjoyment. But if you kindly, mercifully accept my services, you feel pleased, that is my happiness, my Lord, because I love you. I am your devotee. I feel loving devotion to you. I want to have that loving, that eternal loving devotional relation with you. Your happiness is my happiness. Your pleasure is my pleasure. My only prayer, please be increasing, please be helping me in such a way so that I receive my taste to be serving you more and more. I have more taste, more nectarine taste to be engaged, to be offering love services to you more and more in my life. That's one and only desire and motto, interest of mine, nothing else. There is unconditional. There's only one condition, but selfishly unconditional, but selflessly, devotionally conditional. I repeat, although it is selfishly unconditional, but it is devotionally, selflessly, devotionally conditional. Only for the sake of the pleasure of Supreme Lord. So much difference, sky and earth difference between two temperaments. One is mundane business, another is higher spiritual business, devotional business. You have any related question? Is it clear to you?
Yeah, it sounds clear, and in a sense, it sounds simple. But follow-up question comes out that, as you said, in the mundane world, it's always a business, give and take. We can see it on a gross level, but on a subtle level, it's sometimes really hard to see, because we can be tricked, we can have some inner motivations that even we can't really see them as motivations. And we think, okay, I'm doing it for Krishna, but on a subtle level, there's some
I am doing it for my personal gain.
Yeah, and on a subtle level, it's not seen directly, but still it's impure. So as I said, it seems simple. On the other hand, it's difficult to get rid of these inner subtle motives.
Well, the line is so fine between these two, unalloyed, exclusive, exclusive way of devotion, loving devotion and loving devotional service, and very fine, separate, selfish motive for my own personal enjoyment, personal gain. Very fine line. Well, in the beginning, in the Kanishtadikar level or Madhyamadikar level, that those temperament, those notions will be going on. We cannot do anything. It will happen naturally, according to our constitutional nature. But that's how we are used to it. We have transaction. That's what is our lifestyle. That's the way we're used to it, habituated with. That's the way our mind setup works. Everything is, everything is organized and flowing. Our thought process, ways of feeling, thinking, willing, all set up in that way. If I am giving, I'm going to take something. But when I'm giving, in return, I'm going to have something for my pleasure, for my personal, individual satisfaction, enjoyment. We cannot totally avoid it. So in the Kanishtadhikari and Madhyamadhikari level, that kind of notion and tendency can be there. You don't need to worry about. Although it's there in a fine way, not in a gross way anymore, due to the repeated, or due to our repeated hearing, repeated learning that we are not supposed to have an individual selfish motive to return, to have some return, have some gain in return with our individual selfish motive of enjoyment. We're hearing about it repeatedly, learning about it, and we're consciously trying to avoid that and trying to render all our loving devotional service, offering our all loving devotional service in a more selfless, mundanely selfless way, but devotionally soulful way, as much as possible for us. So we become conscious of that reality and trying to do everything with the right spirit, right temperament, very appropriate temperament suitable to the nature of devotional service. So as long as we have that sincerity, whether or not we are able to do exactly, but as long as we are having the sincerity behind that I want to render all my devotional service exclusively for your pleasure, for your interest, not for my interest. As long as we have got that sincere motive, sincere intention, whether or not we become able to do it, have it in the Kanishtadhikar or Madhyamadhikar level, it doesn't matter. Lord accepts, recognizes that sincerity behind, pure sincerity, honest, the honest motive to have pure devotion, pure devotional way, pure devotional sentiment. That truthful sincerity, truthful motive, at least the endeavor to have that is there behind. Okay, whether it is successfully being implemented or not, that's a different case. We cannot do everything then and there. But at least that's the sincerity behind, sincere motive is that. Then Supreme Lord accepts that and finally blesses, at some point blesses, helps with special blessings in such a way that the devotee, that devotee becomes qualified, to at some point to actually have, pure devotional motive instead of separate individual motive. Okay, so Lord helps some point, by recognizing, appreciating the sincerity, honesty, sincere endeavor, very honest, truthful endeavor, at least the notion of that, of the devotee in order to offer all devotional services. Ultimately Krishna kindly qualifies all his endeavor to become purer. So back to the point, on the Kanishtadhikari or Madhyamadhikari level, even if some sort of fine, very subtle temperaments of some separate interest for my enjoyment, I'm doing all for my gain is there. But because of sincere endeavors to have pure devotional motive instead of that, That's ignored by Lord, forgiven. Okay, ignored, and Lord mercifully qualifies. He blesses it so that that little bit of anartha no more remains there anymore. It gets cleansed off, wiped off, abolished at some point, totally. So it starts from the high class Madhyamadikari level. Okay. Then it becomes purely pure devotional way, devotional temperament. Okay. So it is okay, healthy. Because that's the way we are. We are habituated, always everything is organized and everything is flowing, everything is so set up in our life. We cannot think of anything otherwise. If I do something, in return I expect some gain, individual enjoyment. But when it is being done with positive mood, more positive motive, positive spirit in relation to Krishna, trying to avoid that and trying to having gain, but having gain through Krishna's pleasure, not having gain for my own pleasure, for my own business dealings, then it is healthy. Up to Madhyamadikar level, it is healthier. Medium Madhyamadikar level. And thereafter, it begins to be manifesting after the higher secondary Madhyamadikar level, intermediate devotional stage, it starts manifesting in a more purer way, purer devotional way. Okay. Krishna's interest becomes his interest, her interest. Krishna's pleasure becomes his pleasure, her pleasure. No more separate expectation of separate enjoyment. Okay. If you want to return some ecstatic feelings, ecstatic taste because of my service, please do so, Lord Krishna. If you don't want to return, also fine. I'd like to go on unconditionally, without any expectation of any return. I would like to go on unconditionally for my lifetimes, lives after lives. Okay. Although, again, with a very fine expectation at the back of my mind, at some point, because you are kind Lord, you are Lord of all kindness and compassion and mercy, you'll definitely be returning something to me. But I'm so happy to have that return, and I can have some loving devotional right also to get some return in that way. What is that return? Blissful taste. Further blissful taste in your devotional service. Or further engagement, further pleasure, my further ecstatic taste to further engage in your devotional service and to please you further and deeper with my devotional service to you. That's my one and only interest. All in relation to you. But I have no other interest. I have no interest other than yours. I have no other separate interest without you. So my interest is completely unified, flowing with your pleasure, with your satisfaction. Okay. And because I am your devotee, I am your lover, I am your devotee, I am your devoted servitor. So naturally, I can have some loving claim, okay, to have some return. That's my birthright. That's my devotional right. It's not my enjoying right, but my devotional right. Okay, to have that loving devotional right. That is prema. Prema has also got some nature of loving claim at some point. It's a devotional claim. And that kind of claim pleases Lord Krishna, Radhika so much. They want to have that kind of claim. They want to feel, they want to taste, relish that kind of loving devotional claim from their devotees and associates. Okay, it is a kind of demand and claim opposite to mundanely enjoying demand. Mundanely enjoying demand means I am being the master of enjoyment, I am being the Lord to lord over. But that the nature of that devotional claim is simply opposite to that. Opposite to that. Why? Here I am not separate from you. I am not a separate enjoyer, my Lord. My enjoyment, my pleasure, my satisfaction, everything now happening depending on you, on your satisfaction and pleasure. What can I do? I have to live my life. I have to live my natural life in relation to you, in relation to some ecstatic devotional feelings, taste, my nectarine taste, blissful taste of engaging in love services to you. That is my life. That's all I have got. Otherwise, I cannot live without that. Then there will be no existence of mine. If I don't have that, then I don't feel myself in relation to you. I do not have my life divine in relation to you if I don't have that. So it's a loving devotional claim, loving devotional right. And that is very fine. That is very appropriate. One should have that. Devotees should have that loving devotional claim and right. Can expect. Das kori beton more deho premodhan. See, that's the condition. That's how it is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I am your loving servitor. Please make me, accept me, absorb me, my everything, absorb my heart and soul, everything in your loving service. Make me more qualified loving servitor of you, and then give me some salary. That salary is your ecstatic love. More and more ecstatic love feelings, blissful love feelings of you to be further and further engaged in eternal love services to you, with you. To be more and more unendingly engaged, okay, in the eternal ecstatic service of you, ecstatic love services to you. So that is also happening in relation to the Krishna's pleasure, divine couple's pleasure, nothing separately. So it is true. Prayer is having more and more taste, ecstatic taste of ecstatic love services. Blissful receiving more and more blissful taste of further blissful love services. After all, it's all devotional services. Enjoying that. But it's a devotional enjoyment, not enjoyment as exploiter. So there is a lot of sky and earth difference between the mood and temperament of some mundane enjoyment, being exploiter, exploiting mundane enjoyment, selfishly exploiting mundane enjoyment, and selflessly or soulfully devotional enjoyment, devotional gain. So having devotional enjoyment, devotional gain, devotional experience and gain, all right. That is relationship. Devotee can claim that by that love relationship. It is again dedicated love relationship. It is not business. It is not the love relationship of that of business transaction. Okay. Not that. The love relationship of purely devoted nature. Love of devoted nature. That is prema. That's what Braja Gopis do. That's what, when we find in the Aprakrita Vrindavana, on the plane of perfection, on the highest divine plane of all nectarine perfection, Goloka, Krishna Loka, we find everything, everyone, and finally, the final examples, ultimate, super excellent, topmost examples are Braja Gopis. But anything and everything they do, any devotional service, they offer with so much spirit of love, dedication, that they cannot do anything separately. They cannot do anything for their own separate self. For examples, shakhas, for example, what to speak more of the loving servitors. Even I'm just giving you some practical examples from the activities, from the ways and mood of the shakhas of Krishna, pure loving friendship. Before, had some delicious food in hand, delicious fruits, forest fruits. Before even putting in the mouth of Krishna, that Shakha is first tasting himself to taste how sweet, how tasteful it is, and selecting by that way. If that fruit is not so tasteful, because forest fruits not so tasteful, rejecting, then eating first and tasting. As soon as you find, oh, it is very tasteful, delicious, they are not eating anymore. They are forgetting to taste it more with greed, putting in the mouth of Krishna. Sakha, you taste. That's their pleasure. Not, oh, because it's so tasteful, so let me eat it without giving to Krishna. See, that will be mundane, business, temperament. Okay, I will give to Sakha later on. There are many nice fruits, many other tasty fruits are so tasty I cannot check my temptation, greed, so let me eat. Sakha will not mind, just taking some license in that way, and I am eating. But the Sakha's mood is not like that. As soon as taste is so super delicious, immediately putting in the mouth of Krishna. Sakha, you taste. For Krishna's pleasure. And that is that Sakha's great pleasure, real pleasure to please, to supply enjoyment to Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna. So they are taking so much pleasure by giving pleasure to Krishna. See the way their divine love, devotional love is flowing. And then at some point when Krishna says, oh, I have also eaten, very tasty, you take, then they are accepting. Oh, you are giving because they are Sakha. Give me. Yes, tasty. Eat more and give me more. Loving claim coming. Because they are following the flow of Krishna's pleasure, because that's the way Krishna now wants to feed him. Feeding him back. So they are also reciprocating. They are giving to Krishna and also taking from Krishna. But through devotional mood. But originally they don't have any selfishly motivated mood that I must taste, I must have it first, then Sakha is secondary. No. They are accepting everything as prasad of Sakha. Through Sakha, when given by Sakha, then they are accepting it, returns with so much pleasure. That's the way it's working. See? I mean, in many ways, the shakhas, sakhis, manjaris, the way they are engaged, absorbed in rendering their devotional services, fully to please Krishna, Radhika, there. For they are exclusively for their pleasure, how they will become pleased. And they are very careful how they will not be pleased. So they are eliminating the ways which will not be pleasing to them, pleasing to their sweet will. But at the same time, on the contrary, they are accepting, embracing those ways, okay, with so much love, which will be pleasing for them, and they are doing everything accordingly. Okay. And that's their nature, mood. Other examples, Braja Gopis are beautifying, they're decorating their body, beautifying themselves for Krishna's pleasure, ultimately. Generally, one is beautifying, decorating one's own body. I will look good, I will look beautiful, I will be attracting others so that I can receive enjoyment. That's the temperament, mundane temperament. Okay, so I am doing it, decorating, I am taking care of my body, decorating myself, beautifying myself to feel some pride, satisfaction. I am so beautiful, I'm looking so beautiful. Now I'm looking so great and handsome, okay, bright. Everybody will be attracted to me, and that way I can have enjoyment. That's done with the selfish desire. And herein, Braja Gopis are decorating, beautifying their body, because Krishna will accept me. So how can I offer myself in a just ordinary, general way? Okay, I must be looking beautiful, decorated, but not for my own cause, to give more pleasure to my Lord, my beloved Lord. How can I offer myself in so ordinary, cheap class way to them, to their mind, although everything is super top. They are the goddess of super excellent beauty all the time. They have no ordinary level, although, but out of humility, out of devotional humility, they feel the necessity of taking care of their body further decorating and beautifying. What mood and what temperament? Oh, my beloved Lord will be so pleased to look at me. Okay, enjoy my beauty, enjoy my decoration. It will give so much pleasure to him. You will be so satisfied, so much enjoying. I will become so much enjoyed by him. Not that I am enjoying. See the very fine and sky and earth difference. See the very fine but very vital difference. Not that I will enjoy. Okay, how I will be enjoyed. I want to be enjoyed by my Lord, beloved Lord, to the best. Therefore I should be preparing myself for his pleasure. They are doing everything for Krishna's pleasure, without any separate selfish interest of enjoyment. That is prema. And when they are being accepted by Lord, when they are all being closely, intimately accepted by their beloved Lord, being enjoyed by their beloved Lord, the more they be enjoyed, the more they receive enjoyment. And this is not done selfishly, that I am enjoying Lord. But by giving, by supplying, providing more and more enjoyment to their beloved Lord, naturally they receive him enjoyment, pleasure. By pleasing Lord, they are getting pleased. Okay, by supplying, by providing all enjoyment to their beloved Lord, with all loving devotion, loving dedication, as they feel Lord is enjoying me, my beloved Lord is enjoying me like anything, enjoying me so blissfully, then they receive, in the relationship, natural relationship, in return they also receive so much enjoyment, so much pleasure, bliss, that is flowing through devotion. Okay. Yes, that bliss, that blissful taste they are receiving in return, quite natural. That is the essence of devotional life. That's the very substance and essence, very life of the devotional life, of relationship with the Lord. If that is not there, nothing will be there. There will be no love relationship with the Supreme Lord. There will be no loving devotional relation, no relation of the love service with the Supreme Lord. It has to be some entity, has to be some existence, some, otherwise, where is the Leela? Where is the taste? Where is that experience, ecstatic, super excellent ecstatic experience of love of Krishna, Krishna Radhika, and ecstatic experience of engagement in loving service to them? Where is that? It will be zero, one-sided only. It will all be one-sided only. Only Srimati Radharani and Krishna, and there will be no side of the Parikara. They are devoted lovers and devoted servitors. It will be incomplete. It will be impersonal type. One-sided. Cannot be like that. Parikara Vaishishta, Nam, Ru, Guna, Leela, and finally Parikara Vaishishta must be there. Parikara Vaishishta must be there in full swing. Parikara Vaishishta means the transcendental characteristics of divine love relation, devoted love relationship, ecstatic love relationship between divine couple and the associates, loving servitors, called Parikara Vaishishta. I repeat, Vaishishta means characteristics. The divine characteristics, transcendental characteristics, the ambrosial characteristics of having the exchanges of devotional, of ecstatic love relationship, blissful love relationship between divine couple and their loving associates, loving servitors. Without that, there will be no Leela. It will all become like impersonal Brahman type of realization. There will be no Leela activity if that exchange is not there. If such pure loving reciprocation is not there between the Supreme Lord, between the divine couple and their devoted lovers, not exploiting lovers, not mundanely enjoying lovers, exploiting lovers, but devoted lovers, devoted, lovingly devoted servitors. There must be nectarine, taste, ecstatic love relationship, and the taste exchanges, reciprocative, reciprocative taste of the love relationship between two. That is what is the essence, nectarine essence of all devotional life in relation to the divine, in relation to the divine couple. If that is not there, if that expectation is not there, if that gain is not there, it will all be meaningless. There will be no Leela. There will be no eternal engagement in the eternal love services, loving service activities. It cannot go on a one-sided way. Organic whole. The holistic conception of the Leela of divine couple, that devotional reciprocation and reciprocative gains must be there. But that is of devotional nature, opposite to mundanely enjoying nature. Clear?
Yeah, thank you. You said much more than I had been expecting. I mean, you said it all. Yeah, thank you.
And there are several beautiful verses in the scriptures about that. Okay. But I have so far, so long explained. Differentiating between kamona and prema. Differentiating between karma, engagement in karma, activities, fruitive activities, behind which all the desires to receive fruits return, receive more and more fruits, they are called fruitive activities. The difference between that karma and seva. Seva means opposite to that. Also desire for fruits there, but in the befitting to the temperament of seva, not befitting to the temperament of I want to enjoy. I want to get that return for my enjoyment. So the differentiating between karma and seva, kama and prema, and it is described in the scripture, the more a devotee can feel my Lord is becoming pleased by my service, instantly he also becomes pleased. He or she cannot but be pleased automatically. That's by the nature of relationship with Krishna. We are not away from Krishna. Ultimately, we are parts and parcel of Krishna, separated parts and parcel in the conditioned state. But in the liberated state, we are directly part of Krishna as Tatastha Shakti. We have got our fundamental relation with Krishna already. How can it be otherwise? How can it be? I cannot expect anything from my own origin, because my origin has already blessed me with giving me so many things to live my life. My divine origin mercifully already blessed me, equipped me, blessed me with so many qualities and beauties and so many intelligence, qualifications, free will, and blessed me with the environment, light, air, water, food, everything, as I have been created by him. So he already blessed me, kindly blessed me with so much things to live my life. So I cannot deny that reality, that I am inseparably related with my origin. So naturally, I can also have some positive loving claim, nature of relationship with that of devotional love claim, which is already given by them to me. That freedom, that right, devotional right, loving devotional right has already been given by him. That is my treasure, that is my entity, that is my existence, that's the essence of my my relationship with him. I can expect that. Okay. That promotes the devotion, life of devotion further. Tatang prasangan mama virja sangvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha tajjosanada shapavarga vartmani saddharatir bhaktir anukramisati. This is another. Describe a little bit. Sinnatangsha katha Krishna punna sravana kirtana hriddantastu jhabadhrani vidhunoti suitsha tushanti cha ramanti cha. Tavo kathamritang tapta jivanam kavibhiritam kalmashapaham savana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti te bhuridaja. In Gopi Gita, there are some hints of the explanation, hints of the same truth given, taking so much pleasure through Krishna's pleasure. Taking so much pleasure, absorbing so much pleasure from Krishna by giving him pleasure, through his pleasure in relation to me. That way. And if they don't have, they miss it so much. Vipralambha comes. Feelings of vipralambha. Some wonderful feelings in love, pain, painful love. Love, pain with Krishna comes. It is so tasteful, so full of taste. At the same time, it is not directly relished in the mood of Shambhoga way. It is wonderfully blissful. One is ecstatic feelings of love, one is directly blissful feelings of love, one is taste of the feelings of love through love pain. It becomes heartbreakingly attractive, heartbreakingly tasteful, heartbreakingly ecstatic, blissful. Cannot always be heart-fulfillingly tasteful. Heart-fulfillingly tasteful, but it can be heartbreakingly tasteful also. Both way tasteful. Who can understand this? It's all transcendental. It's all the nectarine wealth of the transcendental world. Cannot be understood by our limited conceptualizations, limited comprehensions or ability. So, through the great appreciations of many others, we can understand, Kheer Malai tastes so wonderful. Understand, feel happy, you are saying it's so tasteful, wonderful. But to actually realize that we have to taste Kheer Malai. The kheer in my tongue. Actually I taste, then I actually understand what it is. All such explanations like that. We begin to understand more theoretically through our beautiful feelings and conceptions, to whatever experience of great taste we have in our life. We start understanding, no doubt about that. And we feel some taste, some great taste, to be listening, to be hearing more and more into it. So already some taste of Rasagholla, Kheera is touching our tongue. But we need to go deeper. More deeper way, more deeper, more solid way, intense way. And we'll have more and more taste. That is called realization. We can only understand it in relatively full way, relatively perfect way through direct taste, not through explanations. So your answer is very beautifully given through certain chapters of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, where the nature of Gopi prema have been described. In Rai Ramananda Sangvada, in some portion of the Anta Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, specifically in Rupa Shiksha, some touch in Sanatana Shiksha, Rupa Shiksha, but mostly through Rai Ramananda Sangvada, certain portion of Rai Ramananda Sangvada, where the nature of Gopi Prem, Gopi's service to Lord Krishna has been described. You have got all your answers there. Wonderfully, beautifully. See, look into the song, feel into the song like Madhurashtakam. Look into the loving devotional songs composed by others. All engaged, finally all engaged in eternal, unending relish, relishing, tasting the beauty, divine name, fame, quality, beauty, Leela, playfulness of Krishna, Radhika. So, and their mood is not that, oh, I am enjoying it. I am enjoyer, dominator. Oh, I am taking so much, you are supplying these songs, okay, your Radha-Krishna, you are supplying so much enjoyment to me like I am reading a novel, enjoying so much, then it will be totally opposite. Won't get anything. Totally disqualified as soon as somebody reads Radha-Krishna Leela with the temperament like reading a novel, a romantic novel, reading Gita Govindam, Jal Nilamani or some Brahmavaivarta Puran like novel. Oh, I'm enjoying so much. Great. Then that person will not get anything, no real taste. Will be totally deprived of the true, higher nectarine taste, transcendental taste of Radha-Krishna Leela. When the same person reads into that taste with reverence, feelings of awe and reverence, great respect, respectful love, respectful, devotedly respectful, loving appreciation, then can receive real taste. Because at that time, he or she is not reading it anymore as like a novel I am enjoying. Reading as devotee, with all humility. Humility is essential qualification. Without having proper humility, appropriate humility, we have no entrance into that super subjective world, super divine world. Everything has to be received through revelation. We cannot claim anything through ascending method, being a subject, enjoyer, okay, like enjoyer, I am the master. I cannot have anything through ascending method. Nothing will be manifested to me. Descending method. Accept the path of descending nature, path of revelation. So when with that mood, situated with that respectful devotional temperament, frequency, and in tune with that pure devotional frequency, reading into Radha-Krishna Leela, okay, can receive real taste. At least can be beginning to receive real transcendental taste. because the devotee is reading with reverence, so much respectful, loving appreciation, with humility, thinking, I am being more and more blessed by the higher compassion, mercy of their lordships, that I am being able to read it. I am being able to read, venturing into this world. That should be the temperament. That is the temperament. Qualification which is created by humility. Then a devotee can receive real taste. Otherwise, totally disqualified. Although may think, oh, I'm reading something great, a great novel. Okay, cannot receive any taste. Because a person is reading so many other novels, it is one of the novels. Got nothing, totally deprived. Just like that, one who doesn't know to differentiate between a diamond, real piece of diamond, and similar looking fake diamond made of glasses or others. They consider one of the stones, one of the nice stones. Okay, and treat it in an ordinary way. But he doesn't know in the first place it is diamond. Doesn't know how to relate with it. Doesn't know how to value it. Taking little happiness from that, but not real happiness. Because he's considering there are so many different types of glittering stones and glittering things. Okay, many things are glittering, but diamond has got very special quality, very special value. But when there's no knowledge, there's no such knowledge of that. So then the person is totally deprived of it, deprived of appreciation, proper appreciation of it. Like you said, when you are giving most valuable, invaluable things in the unqualified hands who do not know value, that's good. It has got no use, no utility in relation to that. But those who know, truly know the value of, they will be so delighted, exalted by receiving that great wealth. They know what it is. Similarly, what ordinary mundane people will receive by relating to the world of Radha-Krishna Leela, by reading some books, or by relating to them, and say, oh wow, something very nice, and go on to the next. What they will receive? Nothing compared to the infinite nectarine, blissful taste. Nothing. Therefore, our temperament, our motto, our mode, our very mood, our entunement has to be right, has to be proper, appropriate. Then things work. Higher things can work. So, all right. Any related question to this? All right. You are satisfied, I am also satisfied. It's our mutual happiness. It is also reciprocative relations in relation to the divine couple. In the form of you are asking, I am replying. So it's also reciprocative relationship. Both are complementing. Both are serving the same purpose of description of the glories of Krishna, Radha-Krishna, description of the Siddhanta. You are inspiring and I am responding to it. You are playing your very nice role, I am also playing my role. Both for the same interest. Interest of the divine Mahaprabhu. Any other query related or unrelated to this topic? Some may have some query in mind of the way Maharaj is explaining everything. Some may have some queries in mind. The way Swamiji Maharaj explaining, it is so hard for us to attain. So it can be so hard for us. We are just simply new age people. We want to have everything, receive everything such easy, loving, nice way, flowing way. But it may feel, it seems to be not so easy to be attaining the taste, real taste, transcendental, real transcendental taste of Krishna consciousness, Radha Krishna consciousness. So much conditioning there, I cannot be enjoying. I have to be molding myself. I have to be preparing myself other way around and tune myself with that frequency of only pure devotional mood. I cannot be myself the way I want, taste from Krishna, easy way. It seems to be a bit hard, not easy way to attain. It can be a question, query from the New Age people. Nice, they're nice heart, good heart. In reply to that I said, it seems to be very hard, but it's also very easy. If you become just so easily opening, if you are easily opening your mind and heart in relation to the divine couple, the Supreme Lord, simply just opening up with some devotional love spirit of devotional love in relation to the divine couple, that taste of loving dedication already given in all of us. We always feel some nice relationship, loving relationship in relation to our beloved, whom we consider very loved ones. We do feel more or less that we take so much pleasure to be giving, to be doing something for him or her. We take so much pleasure and happiness to be doing something for my beloved partner, whether he or she, by giving. So they can receive some enjoyment by giving, not by taking all the time. So such conception is not absent in the world of love relationship, love feelings. Okay, New Age people understand very well, nicely. So just make it a little further, grow with that little further, deeper, go higher and deeper than the ordinary common ways. And you will be discovering it is easy. So also it becomes easier. It's not so hard. It can also be naturally, easily, spontaneously flowing with spontaneous loving devotion. Can also be that. Tad dure cha tadantike. O Supreme Lord, you are so far away from me that I do not feel any relation with you, cannot connect you because you are so distant, so far away from me, being the Almighty, Supreme Lord of the whole universe, infinite universe, being you are so big, so unlimited, so invaluable, I cannot dare to be near, to get near to you. I have no chance, no qualification to be close to you, near to you. At the same time it is said, tad dure but tadantike. Tad dure cha tadantike. But at the same time, you are also so near. Same Supreme Lord can be so far away, so distant, so big, so beyond our reach. At the same time, it is described, you are very close to me. You are very near by me. I can feel your presence very near to me, close to my heart and soul. My life potency is none other than your potency. My own life, my own being, my own life existence is none other than your energy. Okay. I am living with you, embraced, surrounded by your energy. Without your energy, I cannot have an entity. So, being omniscient, all-pervading, omniscient, omnipresent, you are all around me. You are also very near to me. Depends on attunement of the frequencies. If we can be in tune with that frequency of nearness with God, it's all there. It's very close to me. He or she is very close to me, nearby me. I can feel. I can feel of him, directly feel of him, feel into his presence, existence, and be filled with so much happiness and taste, infinite happiness, satisfaction, delight. But when I don't know, I don't discover it, I cannot connect to that frequency, cannot be in tune with that frequency, to the appropriate motivations, then it seems to me he is not nearby me, he is far away from me. So both ways, both ways have been described in scripture. Scripture describes Bhirantascha bhutanam acharang charami vacha, from Bhagavad Gita. Bhirantascha bhutanam acharang charami vacha sukshmastat tadvidhyayam durastham antike chatat. Durastham chantike chatat. Not going to explain the whole verse. It will take time. But just only explaining that part, relating to that part. Durastham, you are so distant from me. Chantike chatat, also is so nearby me. Being omniscient, omnipresent, you are staying, you are living both ways. Some simple examples, even from the mundane world, some simple examples. All these light frequencies, sound frequencies, electromagnetic radiance. I repeat, all these different types of, light frequencies, sound frequencies, light waves, sound waves, electromagnetic radiance, all going on right before me, everywhere, flowing everywhere through the ethereal media in this space. I cannot, so nearby me, I cannot relate. I cannot directly perceive, connect. But I have to be in tune to some frequency, through some mechanism, through TV, through television or through radio, through mobile phone, through internet. Then I know it's working, tangible to me. As soon as I know, as soon as I'm in tune with the right frequency, I know how to attune myself with the frequency through some mechanism. Everything is there. Whole world comes near to me through internet. Thousands of miles away come near to me through mobile phone, wireless mobile phone. What is that potency? It's everywhere. See, when you are sending an email to someone through internet, so looks like, oh, I'm sending this message, email, thousands of miles away, because I'm sending to someone who is living thousands of miles away from me, very distant. So it feels in our mind, in some corner of some part of mind, it feels like I'm sending this message, sending this email to a person who is now living thousands of miles away from me. So it's going, passing. Okay, it is traveling thousands of miles away, the message to reach. But suppose I have computer and I have got the password of his email, whom I am sending the email message. If I know the password of his or her email message, I type up the password, I can just get that message in my own computer, what I have sent. So distant, so near. It's working. So my sending, the functioning of sending my message, working both ways, relating to someone so distant from me, thousands of miles away. Yes, thousands of miles away from me. At the same time, it is right there before me, in my own computer. I don't have to even take the help of another computer to. If I know the password of his email whom I sent, type it up, log into that, it's there. I see it. So it's not really sent thousands of miles away. It is sent, at the same time it is not. It is gone thousands of miles away, connected. At the same time, it's just near here. That's one of the latest type of inventions discovered in the quantum physics level. Okay, the deepest, very, very, very fundamental level of the, quantum physics, activities of the quantum physics. There are certain molecules, atoms. They're so connected. They're all connected worldwide, all throughout the whole universe. If you can little bit touch one atom, one part of the, the level of the quantum, how to describe. If you simply connect to one, smallest atom, okay, create some effect in that, make any connection, right here, okay, instantly another similar kind, same type of atom, situated thousands of miles away, or even millions of, okay, it could be like more than millions of miles away in the universe, instantly having the reaction there. So this distance is no more distance to them. It's like instant. It's even more than electricity speed. It's working, the transmission, that effect is working beyond the light speed. This is called power. All-pervading power of Paranga Brahma, all-pervading superpower. Infinite universal power, and limitless, infinite cosmic power, universal power. In other words, all-pervading superpower. It is living. Simply, it is living. It is being present, all-pervading way. Living in distance, living in nearby me. So living throughout the nearness and distance, both ways. Throughout, all through. It's a through. They're related, interrelated. That's what I'm saying. So distance and nearness, both are so closely interrelated. They are distant at the same time so near. Wonderful. Mystically wonderful reality. So scientists can realize and can receive some glimpse today through the levels of their quantum physics concepts today, how it is possible. Affecting one atom of the quantum physics, immediately similar atoms situated thousands of miles away, even maybe millions of miles away, instantly reacting, as if I am touching it over there. Like it's one being. Like I'm touching here, I can feel. I don't feel, oh, I'm touching distant from my head, the tip of finger, so it will take some time. Instant. As soon as I touch my finger, instant. No difference between brain perception and finger perception on the tip. Instant. In similar way, because whole universe is connected by the same all-pervading superpower. It's instant connection, although it looks like so distant, but as soon as we can discover that frequency and be in tune with that frequency, we can also feel it's not distant at all. It's instant. See, the great wise persons, realized souls already realized about this truth thousands of years ago, about the all-pervading superpower, Parang Brahma activity. That's how the great yogis can travel to different planets. It's called astral traveling. Although they are here, but they can connect, they can be in tune to certain universal frequency. They can instantly feel into what is happening. Then and there they can feel into what's happening in other planets. Although physically they are situated thousands of miles, millions of miles away, light years away. Many light years away they are situated, but they can still feel directly. It can happen through super subjective connectivity. Subjective to higher, super subjective connectivity. That's how they travel. Not even astral traveling. It can be instant connections, instant realizations. The distance is not a distance for them. Physical distance is not a distance. Thus, the things of the higher divine world, transcendental world, is full of mystery, mystically wonderful, mysteriously wonderful, but they are great realities. Remains to be mystery to us as long as we cannot properly see them, properly understand, properly connect. As soon as we can properly connect to them, it's no more mystery. It's unveiled. Our experience, see, our feelings gets unveiled. Everything gets unveiled before us, we can directly see, directly connect. No more wall, no more blockage. So that is called discovery. That's called liberation, at least in a relative sense. Understanding things with a liberated mind, liberated consciousness, beyond isolations, beyond limitations. So many higher truths can be viewed, can be realized through the liberated consciousness, through that frequency. Any further query?
So he's asking, did you see any similarities between mundane love and divine love? Because like when you're on the mundane level, one starts to like a person, like the relationship is developing in more or less the same way. So doesn't end in a principle of like or in the very process of like falling in love or like this. And if they are different, then why? It's not denying the differences that we have talked about before, but still like there was some
Definitely. Whether mundane world or spiritual world, both are coming from the same origin, same supreme, infinite origin. Naturally, they have some similarities. They do have nature of spiritual world, the nature how the spiritual things flow, mundane things flow, the nature how things work in the spiritual world and mundane world definitely have some similarities. But again, I am saying similarity, they are not same. Just as fake diamond and real diamond have great similarities, but they are qualitatively different, distinct. Fake gold, real gold, very similar. But despite of similarities, they are qualitatively different, distinct. So tameva bhantang anubhati sarvam. So naturally there's some reflection of the divine world found, falling into the mundane world. Because our life is ultimately connected to the divinity, connected to divine world. Our nature of soul, unconditioned soul, is not mundane, it's divine nature. So, it's both ways, and now I will take another 1 hour to be explaining analytically too. Because if I give you a brief answer, it won't be complete. How it is happening. See, so there is no proper appropriate way to answer it precisely. I'm trying to look for a way, for a precise, if there is any way to answer precisely. So this example is good example. Fake diamond, real diamond. Both are very similar looking, but they are not same. Okay. The beauty of the real diamond also reflecting in the fake diamonds. Therefore, that's creating some illusory concept of diamond in that also, although it is made of glass. Some other fake gold, looking like gold, by outer complexion, but not by inner quality. So it cannot be compared with the real gold by inner structure and quality, not just by outer complexion. Similar, same thing, same principle applies between a fake diamond and real diamond. A fake diamond will be easily crushed, not strong at all, easily crushed. Its color, diamond-like color will go away easily, fade away. Okay, it has no longevity. like the real diamond. So, real diamond is so qualitatively distinct, different. Although they are looking similar, some of the ways, some of the complex and colors of the real diamond also reflects in the fake ones. We cannot deny that. Similarities is there. So, looking for other examples. Like, it's a relative example, like living body and dead body. Both are body. A dead body is also a body. It has also biological nature. A living body also. Both are material bodies, but there is so much difference by nature and quality between living body and dead body. Or a livingly active, see, a live active body, actively live body, and a body in the coma stage. Both are material bodies, both are human bodies, both are living. A person in the coma stage is not considered to be dead yet. Heart, lungs, kidney, liver, neurological, all are working. Although it has become very limited now, coma stage, but all are still working. So still life flow is there. But it's not considered like a normal, healthy body, living body, like we are now living. Okay. So both are interrelated. But so much difference, qualitative difference. Okay, difference by nature and quality. So much, not little bit, so much. Like sleeping body and wake up body. Both are body. In the sleeping stage and waking up stage. But in the sleeping stage, you are helpless. Okay, because when you are sleeping in deep sleep, you cannot help yourself like you can do in the wakeful state. It's a different condition. So both are bodily conditions, both are human body living to different levels. Sometimes we see some misrepresentation of certain realities. Proper representations and misrepresentations, both are representations. Both may contain some reality. One is having full reality, another having little reality with so much exaggerated lies. But reality is contained in both. But they're quite different from each other. Like a very intelligent, super smart, intelligent, wise human being and a very ordinary, dull type of human being. Both are human beings. Both are human beings. Both have feeling, thinking, willing, okay, or animals, other animals. All are living beings, humans, animals, creatures, trees, all are living beings. So when you talk about life, they are all living beings. But there are so many qualitative differences between the livings, their living characters. Trying to find out more realistic examples. Maybe you can all help me to find out more.
I think there was a point a bit lost in the translation that he made in his question, that if I'm not wrong, the question was not directly in comparing the spiritual love and material love, but more likely the process. Like he said, he knows how the process is developed, the loving process developed in the material world. Like you're getting acquainted with someone, then you are slowly getting attracted, you're getting more attracted, you
I
feel
see.
in love, then you want the other person to love you as well. So the question was, does it work?
How to develop
similarly? Does it work
from material state to the spiritual
Yeah.
level. Okay, that's also
Is that what
interrelated.
you meant?
Okay, so anyway, I describe another aspect of that. So let me complete first, then I will come to the second phase. So, you know, practically, realistically, fundamentally, nothing is mundane. All are spiritual. It's the illusory concept of us which makes things mundane. You'll all be startled to hear it, shocked to hear it. But this is reality. It's like when you are watching, the examples are given in the desert from a little distance, you are watching, there is water over there, but actually it's a mirage, looking like water. And exactly looking like water, waving, some water is there. So if someone is inexperienced about how things look in the desert, will think really it is water is there. So that concept of the water, illusory concept of the water in the desert is mundane. But when you see, you understand through your superior intelligence, higher experience, oh, although it is looking like water there, but actually it's a mirage. It is an illusory vision of the water. It's not actual water, although it's looking like water. Then it is spiritual knowledge. Spiritual concept of the actual reality. Both are realities. That illusory vision of the mirage, also reality. Because it is being perceived, being experienced. Okay, it's an objective reality. It's mundane reality. But when the same mirage is understood through higher knowledge, mature experience, who are more mature experience about how things work in the desert, so they understand, although it's looking like water, it's not real water, it's mirage. That's the spiritual reality. That's the difference of vision. One is enlightened, one is ignorant. One is more covered. The things of the mundane world, the experience of the mundane existence, mundane world or worldly existence is more, relatively it is illusionized. It is not understood or experienced from the absolute stand, from the absolute vision, with the absolute vision, with the absolute realistic vision. It is always everything on the mundane life, mundane plane experienced in a conditioned way, conditional way, which conditions are temporary, mortal in relation to the absolute principles of the realities, of the same. So our limited, illusory, relative, mortal conceptions about the things of the universe and our life is mundane. That is called mundane. That makes the mundane world. But as soon as we see things in its own original way, with the holistic, realistic vision, in connection with the holistic reality, absolute reality as it is, it becomes spiritual. Clear? Yes, that's the difference. I have not yet come to this second phase of answer what he explained. First, the difference. So therefore, Mahabhagavata devotees do not see anything mundane. Same thing they are looking at when it is described in the Holy Scriptures. The greatly wise, top-class wise persons, top-class realized persons, very exaltedly realized devotees, for Uttamadhikari, who are situated, who are all the time situated, fully established on the highest level of the consciousness, highest spiritual level of the divine consciousness. They also look at the same things we are looking at. While they look around, they relate, they realize into the same things we are looking around, we are relating. It's very different, very much transcendental to what we see, the way we feel, we see, we perceive. Much higher, much deeper, much higher. Mahabhagavata vision is called. Mahabhagavata ways of realization and visions, experiences. But they are having the experience and vision about the same things we are also relating. But where ours are so limited, isolated, so relatively conditioned, limited, because we cannot see or feel or realize anything, experience anything in relation to the Supreme Absolute Divine Being, the Supreme Absolute Divine Power. Therefore, our vision, our ways of vision, experience, seeing and feelings, experience, all become so limited. That is Maya, which limits everything. Miyate anaya iti Maya, which isolates everything, limits everything, limits all our conceptions, conditions, limits our all conceptions, experiences, abilities of, perceptions. That is Maya. And when we are relating to the whole world through Mayic vision, then it is mundane world. Everything is mundane. As soon as we can surpass that and view the same things in connection with the whole absolute infinite divinity, divine consciousness, then it becomes spiritual. We can relate to its fundamental, real, fundamental level, original level, highest Sarupa level of everything. Then it becomes completely spiritual. Same thing can be mundane, can be spiritual. Same thing can be experienced as mundane, mundanely worldly way, also high class, spiritual way, depending upon conditioning and conditioning. Conditioned ways of experience, liberated ways of experiences. Isolated way, liberated ways. Limited connections, unlimited connections in relation to the absolute infinite. One is very limitedly relative, another is liberated. Another one is realized experience in liberation, spirits of liberation, in full, not isolated by any relative abilities, limited relative conceptualizations or relative range of perception, experience. That's the basic difference between mundane ways and spiritual ways. Mundane reality, spiritual reality. About the same universe. Depending on our conditionings, conditioned ways of experiencing, viewing things, realizing things. Limited ways or unconditional, liberated ways. One only in the connection. Mundane world, mundane existence remains when we relate to the things, experience things only in a very limited context, very limited, very conditionally limited, conditionally isolated perceptions. And we do not see anything in full. We do not see or feel, relate to anything in full, in its full identity, only a relative, a limited identity, the way we are able to. That is called more mundane. Like, for example, if this light becomes too much, we cannot see. If this light becomes too low, we cannot see. Although they are realities, we cannot see because we cannot perceive. Our ability of perception is so limited within a particular range. We cannot hear about ultrasonic sound, neither. We can neither hear about ultrasonic sound nor subsonic sound. We can only feel, understand, perceive in middle, within a certain range. Cannot see anything, hear anything, smell anything. See, even we cannot conceptualize anything, think anything beyond certain range. That is the limited world of the mundane conception. But when we can surpass that range, it's no more a pond. I'm not no more living in a pond, but now I'm living in the ocean, infinite ocean. Then it becomes spiritual vision and spiritual experience of the same water. Water in pond, water in little bit pit, small pond, and water in the ocean. Not limited ocean. These mundane oceans have got limitations. I'm talking about the real unlimited oceans. You're relating to the same water, a little small, limited way, and oceanic, like unlimited oceanic way. Majestic, all its majestic beauty and power and potency. You can relate to the space of only this compound wall. Okay, this is also space, small space, bound by the compound walls, so isolated. Go out, stand in the open nature and relate to the whole space. Look at in the cloudless sky in the night, full of stars and planetary systems, galaxies. Feel into the infinite nature of the same space. What you are feeling in isolated way inside the room. Same space. Is realized in a mundane way, more vast, spiritual way. So that's what is the difference between mundane conception and spiritual conception. But true reality of the existence of the things remain same. So reality is reality. It's our ways of conception, our ways of conceptions, conceptualizations, and limited perceptions. Okay, all conditioned, all the conditioned, different conditionings of experience makes a spiritual reality as mundane. But as soon as those conditionings, limitations, illusions, okay, limited ideas, illusory experiences, incomplete experiences of the things go away, we wake up in a liberated way, things become liberated. Everything is understood and realized and in full liberation, liberated consciousness, unlimited consciousness. Everything is spiritual. No more mundane. Same like our body. We have material bodies. In our biological body, it's a combination of matter and spirit. Some portion, some aspects of our body is material, therefore it's called material body. But again, it cannot be fully called as fully material body, then it will be wrong. Relatively spoken, to be a material body in general sense, relatively. But life is dwelling. Every protoplasm level, in every cell, there is life potency, consciousness. Therefore, this body is living. Therefore, it is fully living body. We call it alive. We call ourselves alive. We are living. Anything living, how can it be material? The matter is dead. Aspect of the matter represents death, dead. Something without feeling, thinking, willing, without any sensation, without any experience. That is matter. Truly matter. But since we are a living person, we have got a living body, we feel life in it. So how our body can be completely material? That's an incomplete concept. That's the material concept of the body which makes it material. Therefore, we have material body. It is true, material body. But in each and every point of the material body, spirit is connected. Difference is made when the soul departs from the body. Then we can make the clear differentiation. Then it becomes a real material body. No more live body. Same body can be called as material and also spiritualized. When we relate to this conscious being, conscious aspect of the body, it is spiritual, full of spirit. But the spirit is manifesting through some structure, through some frame like in a computer. That is material aspect. Even that material aspect is not validated without the backing of the spirit. No matter can be matter even without the backing of the power behind, because all matters, when we go to analyze all the material beings, material substance, all are nothing but energy, finally. Whether stone or wood or bricks, anything we relatively call as inert, material, grossly material, if further analyzed, they are none other than that material form of some energy, some spirit, material form of certain spirit, took the shape like stone, wood, water, Pancha Mahabhuta, five universal elements, five basic universal elements for creating, as they're working through matter and life both ways. Those elements are neither fully material nor fully spiritual. They are connected to both sides, covering both. So, matter cannot be fully separated from spirit. Spirit cannot also be fully separated from matter. So basically they are coming from the same origin, Parang Brahma. Same energy of the Supreme Lord, energy of the same Supreme Lord, Supreme Superpower, So origin is the same. Aspects are different. Just as we have got different aspects of life, different time, place, situations. But they are originating, rooted or related to the same being. Different aspects. So, dead body, when a dead body can be more relatively called as truly material body, not the living body. Living body has the combination of both. Like in a computer, you have got electromagnetic potency and power working through the mechanism of the computer. So you have got outer external frame, some mechanisms, and the potency working through. Both are separate entities, but cooperating, coordinating. So when computer is working in a computerized way, is no more dead computer. But when there is no when there is no more activities of the electromagnetic energy or power in the computer, despite it having all the mechanism intact, is valueless. Just matter. Mechanism is just a material concept, the mechanism. The same mechanism, while it's connected with spirit, energy, it becomes spiritual, becomes energetic, living, can do so many things, can be so many ways helpful. So, like the computer, like our material body, like everything. Combination of spirit and matter, unification of it. So, actually, ultimately, fundamentally, nothing is matter. It's only a conditioned concept in our life. Certain aspect of this spirit is called matter. Because when we analyze everything, whether stone, water, iron, metal, everything, ultimately it's transformed into energy. 5 elements comes. So it can be transformed into very subtle energy. And from the subtle level, again, it's transformed into gross energy form, takes the shape of matter. When the gross substance becomes more subtle and subtle and subtle, becomes more energy. They manifest through energy, and this energy, when manifests more in gross to grosser and grossest way, becomes matter. Ultimately, this whole world, this material world, the whole world made of matter, material stuff, ultimately will at some point will be diluted in the space. How it is possible? At some point it will be diluted in this space, dissolved in this space. Only space will remain after the death of this world or universe. It will happen. So how all these big, solid matters now diluted in this space, vanished, transformed into the subtle existence, from the gross to the subtle, because by its fundamental nature is also energy. The material energy or spiritual energy, but it basically is all energy. Different aspects of manifestations. See, our dead body at some point also become materialized, mixed with Pancha Mahabhuta, 5 elements. After certain times, our dead body also becomes mixed with the Pancha Mahabhuta. Mixed. Pancha Mahabhuta means not only mixed with the earth, the space portion of our dead body, air portion, space portion, water portion, they all get mixed up, distributed in the Pancha Mahabhuta through the system of the nature. Space portion in our body gets mixed with the space. Watery portion through the earth, after being absorbed, the watery portion of our body is absorbed into the earth. That contributes to the water of the even ocean water or earthly water. So in this way, everything is again diluted in the Pancha Mahabhuta. See, matter is getting now transformed, Pancha Mahabhuta. And finally, Pancha Mahabhuta is nothing but the outcome of the spirit. Pancha Mahabhuta will also be dissolved into the universal energy at some point. No more remaining like in the shape of material body or stone or wood or water or metal, diluted in the space. Although it becomes diluted in space, it doesn't become space. It remains as energy in this space. So that's how we need to view about in relation to matter and spirit. What is material, what is spiritual. This mobile phone has got some material aspect, mechanism. But the way the mechanism working through some material structure, it is not material, that is spiritual. Because energy, this mechanism is not just only material mechanism, material structure, but through that it is working as the conductor of energy, isn't it? Conductor of the energy. Therefore it getting energetic, not just only material dead mechanism. It becoming conductor of certain energy, electromagnetic energy, working so much. And some frame outer structure is required for its protection. That is also required. So that's like difference between material and spiritual. When we discover ourselves in relation to higher divine Krishna consciousness in full blown, full-fledged way, we are no more material, we are spiritual. Completely spiritual being. In spite of having material body, material existence, we can still be spiritualized. It is possible. Spiritually qualified. Like the great lives do. Great lives, liberated souls, although living on this worldly plane, on this mundane plane, but still they are liberated, spiritualized. Although they have material structure and body, but qualitatively different from ordinary human material bodies and their existence. Qualitatively different. There are subtle things. See, now I flowed to be answering the first aspect, to explain the distinctions and interrelationship, distinctive relations and interrelationship between matter and spirit, material and spiritual. Now the other aspect. I'm wondering it will take how long it will take. Oh. Okay, so I can answer to the next phase, other aspect of your query. We can definitely develop from our material plane of life, material plane of existence, slowly, steadily in relation to our higher spiritual existence, spiritual development. Because after all, whole world, whole universe belongs to Krishna, belongs to the same Supreme Lord. He cannot do such injustice that we cannot make progress from material into spiritual way. We cannot make progress from mortality to immortality. We can. Through those verses in the scriptures, what we find? Om Ashato Ma Shat Gamayo, Tamosho Ma Jyotir Gamayo, Mrittur Mam Amritam Gamaya. They clearly announce that truth. Oh, they engage in prayer, the great rishis, saintly, wise persons engage in prayer to the supreme divine truth for receiving the blessings, for receiving the power of blessings, power from his grace or her grace, so that they can be, from the material level, they can be spiritualized. They can take a journey from matter towards spirit, from material existence towards spiritual world, spiritual existence. That's what these verses say. Om Ashato Ma Shat Gamaya. Oh Lord, please lead me from mortality towards immortality, from my temporary existence to my eternal existence. So lead me from temporary to eternity. Lead me from mortal existence to immortality, immortal existence. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from darkness of ignorance to the lights of divine knowledge. Tamosoma jyotir gamaya. Mrityor mam amritam gamaya. Please lead me from death to world of deathlessness. I repeat, lead me from death to the life, eternal life divine. If it is not possible from this mundane world, from our mundane being, how can they say that? It means there's a lot of possibilities, there is a lot of potentials, there's a lot of scopes to be developing from this mundane plane of existence into higher spiritual existence. Let me put it in right language. We can be definitely developing from our mundane existence into spiritual existence, from our mundane level of achievement, can be developing from our mundane level of achievements into higher spiritual achievements, can definitely take a journey from limited mundane plane of our gain, achievement, towards the higher world of the very higher gain, higher spiritual achievement, divine achievement of life. It is quite possible. So definitely we can be, definitely there are natural ways, qualified ways, blessed ways, okay, that is kindly granted, compassionately granted. Such scopes, such ways, such paths are compassionately granted by the Supreme Lord, not to do injustice to the Jiva soul, so that they can be liberated. They can march forward, go forward for liberated life, higher life, spiritual life. They can be, finally they can be developed from the limited mundane limitation. They can be finally developed into a high class spiritual being, with high class, blessed with spiritual life divine, with higher, so much higher gain, higher divine gain. It is possible. All right, finish. Yes, answered. Second phase also answered.
Lot of courage. Lot of courage, lot of water.
I want to know that in our culture plays now one movie which gives some limited perspective of spiritual liberation, and there was cited the same was cited was this metrics.
Yeah. See, being in this mundane world, we are receiving lights of Krishna consciousness, so much wealth of Krishna consciousness, so much informations, wealth of the world divine. There are so many books available, wonderful, news, messages about the ambrosial world of divinity, nectarine devotional world, ambrosial, the divine world, beautiful world, also available to us. And we can connect by becoming Krishna devotees, all happening on this mundane plane. Although it's happening, although such development is taking place on this mundane plane, but it's not mundane. It is beyond mundane, spiritual. So this is the living examples. Today you are asking me, you are putting this question, I am answering. These are not material, spiritually qualified, taking place on the mundane plane, but beyond mundane effect, beyond mundane influence. So, same way, like although we are living with material body, we are living in material body, but we are living, we are life, we are not matter.
Když žijeme v hmotném těle, tak jsme živí, nejsme plně hmotné.
So we can have full-scale cultivation of spiritual life, life divine, while we are within mundane world, like where my life is within my material body, but still I can fully enjoy, experience my life. Although I have some limitations of having material body, but still I can enjoy, experience my higher existence, and that is of life consciousness, life consciousness. Similar. Okay, so I'm putting my Harikatha to rest for today here. Where is Malati Devi Dashi gone? Okay. Now it is Prasadam time. Time for feeling our devotion to Prasadam. See, I have.